dioxide. Good morning, students. Let us start today with stoichiometry and stoichiometric calculations. So to begin with, let me first tell you about what is stoichiometry. The word stoichiometry is derived from the Greek word, means two Greek words it is, stoichion and metron. Stoichion meaning element and metron means measure. So stoichiometry deals with the calculation of masses. Sometimes we deal with volumes also of the reactants and the products involved in a chemical reaction. So before understanding how to calculate the amounts of reactants required or those produced in a chemical reaction, let us study what information is available from the balanced chemical equation of a given reaction. So let us consider first the combustion of methane. Remember, whenever any hydrocarbon undergoes combustion reaction, it results in the formation of the byproducts, always carbon dioxide and water. So when methane undergoes combustion reaction is the reaction takes place in presence of excess of oxygen. So when the reaction is taking place in presence of excess of oxygen, the byproducts that are formed here are carbon dioxide and water. Let me tell you the balancing of this reaction first. So I'm showing you here on the board. You see methane. Methane is having the formula of CH4. Okay. So methane undergoes combustion reaction. Combustion reaction is treatment with that of excess of oxygen. The byproducts, remember, always are carbon dioxide and water. So before you deal with the stoichiometric calculations, remember that you need to balance this equation there. If you are not balancing the equation and doing the numerical, you will get a wrong answer there. So you need to balance. So to balance, first look at the elements other than hydrogen and oxygen. Other element that is present here is carbon. So carbon on both the sides is balanced. You have read this in class 11. Carbon is balanced. Now let us balance hydrogen here. So hydrogen here on the left hand side is, this is hit and trial method which we are following. So here it is 4 atoms of hydrogen that are present on the left hand side. Here we have 2 atoms of hydrogen that are present on right hand side. So right here to balance 2 H2O. Then we'll balance oxygen. This is 2 moles of 2 oxygen atoms and this is 2 oxygen atoms there. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So I'll put here on this left hand side 2 moles of oxygen. And this is how I'll be balancing the equation. So first thing, while you write the stoichiometric relation, you need to balance the chemical equation first. Now see, from this chemical equation, what are the things you can conclude from this chemical equation there? In terms of moles, if you take 1 mole of methane reacts with 2 moles of oxygen to form 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. In terms of moles, I read this equation, chemical equation. Now in terms of molecule, if I read this chemical equation, 1 molecule of methane reacts with 2 molecules of oxygen to form 1 molecule of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of water respectively. Now in terms of molar volume, if I read this equation, molar volume, any gas, I have told you in the previous lecture, any gas at STP occupies a molar volume of 22.4 liters. So here 22.4 liters of methane, all are present in gaseous state. So 22.4 liters of methane reacts with 2 into 22.4 liters of oxygen. It is 44.8 liters of oxygen to give 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide and 2 into 22.4 liters of water. That is 44.8 liters of water respectively. All are present in their gaseous state. You can also write the state of this species. So here I write CH4 is present here in gaseous state. We'll write it in bracket. Plus oxygen here is present in gaseous state. Carbon dioxide is present there in gaseous state. plus 2 moles of water also present in gaseous state. So 3 ways I have read this equation. The fourth way of reading this equation is in terms of its atomic masses. So 16 grams of methane reacts with 2 into 32 grams of oxygen to form 44 grams of carbon dioxide and 2 into 18 grams of water respectively. That is 36 grams of water. So looking at the well-balanced equation, we can read this equation in 4 ways, and whatever is asked in the calculation, we can calculate it from that of the data that is given there. So we'll see the next slide. Here, as I told you, 1 mole of methane reacts with 2 moles of oxygen to give 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 2 moles of water. In terms of mole, we read this chemical equation. Similarly, in terms of molecule, 1 molecule of methane reacts with 2 molecules of oxygen to give 1 molecule of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of water there. 22.4 liters of methane reacts with 44.4 liters of oxygen in its gaseous state to give 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide and 44.8 liters of water there. Similarly, 16 grams of methane reacts with 2 into 32 grams of oxygen gaseous state to give 44 grams of carbon dioxide and 2 into 18 grams of water. So from these relationships, the given data can be interconverted as mass, interconverted to moles, interconverted to number of molecules, and we can put in the formula density is equal to mass by volume. Now see, this problems based on chemical equations are of 3 types. You see here on my screen, they are of 3 types. First is problems involving mass-mass relationships, and in these problems, the mass of one of the reactants or product is given, and of the other you need to calculate. Similarly, the second problem is involving mass-volume relations, second calculation. And in this problem, we'll see the mass by volume of one of the reactants or products is given, and that of the other you need to calculate. And the third calculation is of the type involving volume-volume relationship. So in this case, the volume of one of the reactants or products is given, and that of the other you need to calculate. So in order to solve these problems related to this types, the following general procedure is followed. First thing, as I said, write down the well-balanced chemical equation in the molecular form. Then select the symbols and formula of the species, atoms or molecules whose weights, volumes are either given or you need to calculate. And then third point, write down the atomic mass or molecular mass, moles, molar volumes of the selected species involved in the calculations. And the last, calculate the quantity of the desired substance by simple mathematical calculations. So we'll see the numerical one by one. Look at this question. The question is, calculate the amount of water produced by the combustion of 16 gram of methane. So here you need to write the combustion equation first. That is, methane is having the molecular formula CH4. CH4 reacts with oxygen. Combustion is treatment with that of excess of oxygen. And remember, any hydrocarbon, when it is treated with that of oxygen, the byproducts that are formed always are carbon dioxide and water. So here you need to calculate the amount of water in grams that are produced by the combustion of 16 grams of methane. So 16 grams of methane are given, and you need to calculate the amount of water. So look at this equation once again. 16 grams of methane are given, and it's asked how many grams of water molecules will be produced there. So 16 grams will result in 2 moles of water, but it is asked to write it in your grams there. So 16 grams of methane will produce 2 atomic mass. You'll calculate hydrogen, it is 1 into 2 plus 16. So 16 plus 2 is 18. So 2 into 18, which is equal to 36 grams of water. So 36 grams of water are produced when 16 gram of methane reacts with that of oxygen there. Hope that problem is clear. Yes. Let us come to the next problem now. Look at the answer. Yes, it is 36 grams of water that is produced. Look at the next question. The question is, how many moles of methane are required to produce 22 grams of carbon dioxide after combustion? So now you need to answer, give your answer, moles of methane, but taking grams of carbon dioxide. So 22 grams of carbon dioxide are given to you and you need to calculate how many moles. Okay, so see this question, it's the equation is the same. And you need to calculate how many moles of methane are required. So here it is 44 grams of carbon dioxide. See the answer, how I solve. How did I get 44? 12 plus 16 into 2, 32. 44 is its atomic mass. So 44 grams of carbon dioxide are produced with 1 mole of methane. 1 mole of methane, CH4. Okay, 1 mole of methane. Hope it's clear. So 22, therefore 22 grams of carbon dioxide will be produced from how many moles of methane? You see, this is just unitary method. 1 mole of methane divided by 44 grams of carbon dioxide. 44 grams of carbon dioxide into 22 grams of carbon dioxide. So this gets cancelled. 22, 1 is 22, 2s are 24. So we get here the answer as 0.5, 1 by 2 is 0.5 moles. So this is your answer, 0.5 moles. Hope it's clear. So its answer is 0.5 moles. Yes, let us go for the next part now. And the next part we'll see the next numerical. And the next numerical is question you see here. I'm showing you on my screen. What mass of copper oxide will be obtained by heating 12.35 grams of copper carbonate? Atomic mass of copper is 63.5. So you'll write this equation, copper carbonate. You see here, copper carbonate on heating gives copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. So write the equation first, stoichiometric relation, and then see whether it's balanced or not. It is balanced here, perfectly balanced. Copper is having atomic mass 63.5, carbon is 12, oxygen it is 16 into 3, 48. So on adding these, I get the value of copper carbonate as 123.5 grams. This copper carbonate 123.5 grams produces copper oxide 63.5 plus 16. On adding this value, you get 79.5 grams. So 123 gram of copper carbonate upon heating gives you 79.5 grams of copper oxide. It is copper oxide. Misprint here, it's copper oxide. Therefore, 12.35 grams of copper carbonate upon heating will give 79.5 divided by 123.5 into 12.35. And you get this value as 7.95 grams of copper oxide. So it's very simple stoichiometric calculation. You need to correlate only the equation and what is asked in the question, you calculate it. That is how you will do the stoichiometric relations problem. Next question you see, the question is, KClO3. KClO3 is potassium perchlorate. On heating, decomposes to give KCl and oxygen. What is the volume of oxygen at NTP? NTP, STP is the same. Liberated by 0.1 moles of KCl. That is the question. Okay. So KClO3 gives KCl plus O2. But you need to balance this equation. To balance, we'll write 2 KClO3 gives 2 KCl plus 3 O2. This is a well-balanced equation. Now question, you need to correlate KClO3 with that of oxygen. That is the question that is asked. So here in the equation you see 2 moles of KClO3 produces 3 moles of oxygen. So volume, since you need to calculate, any gas at STP occupies a molar volume of 22.4 liters. So 3 into 22.4 liters of oxygen is liberated there. So on multiplying this 3 into 22.4 liters, you get 67.2 liters. Hope till here it's clear for all of you. So you will correlate the equation of KClO3 with that of oxygen. That is 2 moles of KClO3 evolves oxygen at NTP, 67.2 liters of oxygen there. Therefore, 0.1 moles of KClO3 will evolve 67.2 divided by 2 into 0.1. That is 3.36 liters respectively. So it's very easy to calculate the stoichiometric relation. You just need to connect the equation and what is asked, accordingly you can do the calculations. Hope this is clear. Let's go with the next numerical there. Yes, it's a very simple numerical. You see, the question is, how much copper can be obtained from 100 grams of copper sulfate? So CuSO4, calculate the molecular mass of CuSO4. I said copper is 63.5, sulfur it is 32, plus oxygen it is 16 into 4, 64. And on adding these values, you get the value of molecular mass of copper sulfate as 159.5 units. So 159.5 grams of copper sulfate contains 63.5 grams of copper. Therefore, in the question it is asked, how much copper can be obtained from 100 gram of copper sulfate. Therefore, 100 gram of copper sulfate will produce 63.5 divided by 159.5 into 100. And this value you get it as 39.81 grams. So very easy, the calculations. This is, you have calculated copper from that of copper sulfate, 100 grams of copper sulfate. This is how you will do the calculations. Let us go with the next numerical there. Yes, you see this equation. This is volume-volume relationship equation questions. Question is, what volume of oxygen at NTP, NTP, STP is standard temperature pressure, and this is normal temperature pressure, is needed to cause the complete combustion of 200 milliliter of acetylene. So combustion of acetylene, acetylene is having the formula, molecular formula C2H2. So C2H2 when treated with oxygen, combustion reaction is treatment with that of excess of oxygen. The byproduct that are formed always are carbon dioxide and water. That is what I'm telling you. So write C2H2 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. But you need to balance this equation because it is a stoichiometric calculation. So you will balance first here the equation. It is 2C2H2 plus 5O2 gives 4CO2 plus 2H2O. That is how you will balance the equation. And here you see 2 volumes of acetylene reacts with 5 volumes of oxygen to form 4 volumes of carbon dioxide and 2 volumes of water respectively. So 2 things you need to calculate, volume of oxygen and volume of carbon dioxide. So first let us calculate volume of oxygen needed. So here you see 2 volumes means 2 milliliter of acetylene requires your 5 milliliter of oxygen. Therefore 200 milliliter of acetylene requires 5 by 2 into 200 milliliter, that is equal to 500 milliliter. Very simple stoichiometric calculation. Similarly, you can calculation of volume of carbon dioxide formed. So same 2 milliliter of acetylene C2H2 produces 4 milliliter of carbon dioxide. Therefore, 200 milliliter of acetylene will produce at NTP, that is 4 divided by 2 into 200. So it is 400 milliliter respectively. So this is how you will do the stoichiometric calculations related to that of stoichiometry. And in the next class related to this stoichiometric calculation, we'll be seeing how to do the limiting reagent problems there. Till then, thank you children and have a nice day.